Was I jerking off or something? I said that.
I was like, wait a minute.
I've seen this scene before. Wait a minute.
I am pretty hot.
Yeah, I'm trying to turn it down right now. I think I'm
I
okay.
think a fan would be good.
Ha 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 ha.
I was being serious.
If I turn the fan on, then you're going to hear whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
It's like an
whoosh,
extra
whoosh,
98
whoosh, whoosh.
degrees over here right now. So.
I don't know any other songs.
Yeah, I don't either.
Goodness.
I was going to try to break out the song, but then I was just like, I don't know any of their songs.
We do not
Nobody knows
need to
it.
bring back the boy band.
Nobody knows their songs anymore.
Not 98 Degrees, but...
No, I can't tell you one. I used to have a CD.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
I still have the CD. I still don't know what's on it, though.
He's lying. He, like, breaks it out like Courtney doesn't go with him to work. He's, like, jamming to 98 Degrees.
Here, let me get my playlist right quick. Let me check it out. Ooh, I can listen to Hellstorm Radio right now.
As I said.
You do not have 98 degrees on your playlist.
No, I don't.
Thank God.
I don't. No, there's no 98 degrees on my playlist.
I see you conveniently left that out when we were installing the stereo the other day.
I was playing Hellstorm, Darkest Days, that type of stuff. The good stuff. You're mean.
I'm not.
98 degrees. You're the one who bought the CD.
I did.
You did. You owned the CD. I just ripped it. That's all I did.
You did.
I think that's worse, though.
What?
Like, you wanted it so bad that you pirated it.
He spent money on it. At least mine was free.
I couldn't tell you how much I paid for that either.
Probably,
Dollar bin.
$11.99 at Walmart.
Was it FYE?
Was it FYE?
It had to be FYE.
No. What was the other
Yeah,
one?
you used to go to the mall all the time in the evenings. You would just disappear from the house and go to the mall.
Yeah, that's because... Never mind.
You got tired. Well,
You almost baited me right into something, man. And you know full well... No, never mind.
I know what you were doing.
You damn sure
I
did.
know what you were doing. It's okay.
Was it drugs?
No.
Oh.
No, that would be in less trouble.
Yeah. Mr. Wake Up in a Tree in the middle of the night.
One time. Okay, I don't know if you've ever heard this story, and I probably shouldn't tell this, but I'm going to.
It's fantastic. It's the best story ever.
We had a graduation party, and my buddy threw one of the biggest keggers I've ever been to. But it's Iowa Park, so I mean, it's like, how big could it be? There were people all over the house the next morning, and there were people we didn't know, but they were like laying in the sink,
Oh, shit.
laying in the bathtub. I mean, it's like typical, like a bomb went off in the mall.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just bodies everywhere, just people laid out everywhere. Well, I wake up in the backyard in a tree, but I'm not by myself.
Oh, no.
No, I didn't realize that I was not by myself till I fell out of the tree. Looking up to from where I came from, there was a female up there, and I'm like, oh, well, I hope I had a good time. So I'm stumbling through the house, and my buddy, he's like halfway off the couch, and I'm trying to grab him, shake him. People are throwing up everywhere, and I'm like, hey, man, I got to go home. He's like, well, do what you got to do, man. You help me come back and clean up. Okay. It took me 3 hours to drive 20 minutes.
Oh, no.
For a 20-mile drive, it took me 3 hours.
Oh, no.
I would get about 10 minutes down the road, pull over and throw up. And I'd go about another 5-10 miles. I'd start getting nauseous, pull over and throw up.
Oh, man.
Oh, it was a miserable drive. Then I get home and I fall down on the couch. And I'm laying there and I'm wishing I was dead.
Mm-hmm.
And Dad comes in the living room behind me. He already knows what time it is. He's like, oh, you're going to help me mow the yard, aren't you? Well, I can't say no at this point. Yes, sir. So I get up and I have to go and drag outside.
That was loud.
I know.
There's no hiding that.
Okay, I was like, I need to mute my mic.
Here's the thing: is even if I would have muted your mic,
Yeah.
it would have picked
yeah.
up on everybody else's mic.
I know.
I have got to line this room
Yeah.
with soundproofing.
You just cut the cough. Just look for the spike.
Just cut the story.
Oh no, the story is gold.
No.
No. So? What I mean? Did he say anything about it?
You know, old dads, they don't ever let on.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know the stupid shit I did when I was your age. But, yeah. So, woke up in a tree. That was definitely different. And it's the last time I woke up in a tree.
I feel like you have those moments in your life. It's like, I don't want to be at that point again.
That was definitely one of them. Because I don't even remember getting in the tree, and I damn sure don't remember assisting anybody up there with me. So.
Yeah. I'm very impressed with that, but let's not do it again.
It's like, I don't know what kind of monkey magic this was. But it shall never be spoke of.
That's funny.
It was about 100 proof, probably.
It's probably didn't have alcohol poisoning. It's just so stupid, dudes. Drink till you black out.
Yeah.
That's about like my brother, man. He's very no control. Like he goes. He's very redneck, but you see those guys that drive like large, huge jacked up pickups. They're always clean. They're dressed really nice, but they talk like they've been living in the boondocks in Alabama for the rest of their life. That's how he is. I mean, he doesn't have a jacked up truck, or he can't afford it. But he's always well dressed, but he's very hillbilly. So we went to Indianapolis for the trade show last weekend, and him and my boss come up there, and it's like 11 o'clock in the morning. They get there, no big deal. Well, we go meet them at the trade show. They're still setting up, so we leave, and it's me, another guy, my brother, and my boss. And they're all like, let's go find a bar. And I'm like, it's noon in Indianapolis. This isn't Nashville. This isn't Vegas. They don't have those kind of bars here. I mean, they have bars that you can go 11 o'clock, but they're where the old hands go to hang out and talk about stuff, not go get shit-faced and have a party. So they're riding around downtown on these rented bikes, trying to find bars. Like, they go into a place, I think it was like 5 p.m., and they're like going into places that are just opening. And they're like, where's the party at? And I'm like, at 8. I was like, when normal people go out and party. I was like, because in Nashville, we went to Nashville last year where they had this trade show. And it's 8 a.m., live bands, drinking. It's party all day, every day. It sucks. I mean, unless you're into that, which I'm not. But they are, very much so. So anyways, to the point. So they're all trying to find a place to party. And I'm like, you call me at a reasonable hour. I'm going to go back to the hotel. I'm going to hang out. And then I will come out and get drunk. But they never called me, and I ended up going and buying a bike. But like, my brother, me and him are sharing a hotel room.
The thing to do, buy a bike.
When left to my own devices,
I will find a way to blow a lot of money.
Buy something.
So, like, I want to say, like, 2 in the morning, my brother shows up in the room, and he's blitzed. I'm surprised he found the hotel. In the morning, he tells me that he had left my boss and the other guy we were with 2 hours before he got to the hotel. Because his phone went dead. He couldn't call an Uber, and he couldn't call me. Damn. So he's just he's walking around Indianapolis downtown at like midnight, trying to find the hotel we're in. Doesn't know where it's at. Now, mind you, he lives in a town of maybe 2,000 people. So where you can wander around downtown, no problem. And where you're gonna run into a weird meth head once in a while. He ends up finding these 2 girls. And they're like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm trying to find my hotel. And they're like, where are you at? And I told them, they're like, oh, it's right over here. We'll walk you there. And I was like, you were so lucky. Because they took him to the hotel and then sent him in.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, you were so incredibly lucky. I was like, this isn't little town in Oklahoma. This is Indianapolis. I mean, they could have drug you off in an alley.
Yeah.
Beat your ass.
It's right around this corner over here.
Funk. There we go.
And I don't want to say anything bad about Indianapolis. Indianapolis is a nice city. It's not like downtown Dallas. It's nowhere near as bad or as bad as Houston or Chicago or New York. I mean, not saying anything bad about them per se, but
you are.
yeah, I mean, anyone knows that if you go downtown at 2 a.m. in any kind of city like that, don't be walking around as a clueless white kid from small town Oklahoma.
Don't walk around saying, "I'm not from here. Please don't rob me." This is what you look like.
He has no control. Like, he'll go out here just like anytime there's a party, he's lit, as the kids say today.
As the kids say, he's lit. As the kids,
we're not out of the loop at all.
No, we're in the loop.
No, young man, I am very much in.
But no, he's totally like that. Like, he's full on. Like, he is party mode. He is 30 years old. He can't be like that. Come on, man. You got a kid at home.
Can't say
party
anything.
hard.
I got blasted on my 30th birthday, man.
Well, I mean, on your birthday, like during a party, he will party for any reason whatsoever.
Thursday, woo!
Yeah, as a matter of fact, if you watch his Snapchat at any day, he will yell "woo" all the time. I'm like, I try to anticipate. I'm like, skip. Not today, Tony.
I didn't know your brother was a woo girl.
He is a woo girl. He is a woo girl.
Awesome.
He's the training video for woo girls.
Oh, nice.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, so last week, unfortunately, we didn't have a podcast.
We did not, because I was in Indianapolis.
You were in Indianapolis, and I was in Wichita Falls.
Oh, yeah.
Left at 4 a.m.
Oof.
So I could drive all the way down.
Yep.
And go see
My
him.
retarded ass.
Yeah, I come
I like
see
that
you.
You pointed past your camera. Like, they don't. I don't know if they know, but these cameras are always back to back.
It's fine. Nobody will notice. It's okay. Nobody will notice. It's fine. Edit. Okay. We'll just cut that here, and then it's good. No, so I drove all the way down there, and I installed a radio for Curtis.
Yes.
We never introduced ourselves, so people have no idea who we are.
We've never actually done that.
I know that's true.
We're just gonna randomly.
I mean, we've got our names up here for our social media BS.
Yeah,
but
I thought about that the first one. I was like, I wonder if we're going to introduce ourselves at some point. And
we probably actually should do that. I mean, that would be kind of important, at least for people who are listening to the audio podcast, so that way they know who they are. So, well, go ahead. I'm Daniel, if you're listening to right now,
and I'm TJ,
and I'm Curtis.
Curtis is he is our part timer, full timer VGBitter,
out of towner.
He's going to be our remote one whenever we get an opportunity to bring him in to do stuff, and we can do. It'll be fantastic.
I was just eating at a restaurant talking to a waitress, and these guys walked up and said, "Hey, what are you doing later?"
You want to come hang out at our podcast?
Come to our podcast. It's great. We have no listeners.
I'm like, absolutely. I can talk about nothing as well as anybody else.
It's great. So I was down there in Wichita, and I was installing a radio into his truck because his truck had ate one of his CDs.
It did.
And I happen to know how to install radios into vehicles, and the entire time I was dead tired because I woke up at 3 and I drove down there. But I love the fact that when I got down there and I got the radio out and I went to put the radio in.
Oh, are you? Okay, go ahead.
It was my dumb ass.
This is where the dumb
because
happens.
I'm looking okay. So imagine this. I bought a double DIN radio to replace his radio. And double DIN radios take basically 2 normal slot sizes in a dash. Now, his radio was single DIN but had extra room where you could almost fit a double DIN radio. Pardon me. IBC root beer.
Not sponsored.
Nice.
This segment is not brought to you by.
So I went and I took out my Dremel and I started routering around, cutting out, I think I cut about a 1/2 inch out of his dash.
Holy shit.
It's 6:00 in the morning and we're gouging the dash out.
Yeah.
With a Dremel.
So the plastic going everywhere, and I'm just cutting it out, and I'm like, it looks kind of close, and I'm cleaning it up a little bit. So I take the radio, and I had prepped the radio the night before, just so I make sure that I don't have to do all this while I'm down there. Because my plan is 45 minutes, I'm done. He's got a radio, and I can go on and watch my niece's softball game. I take the radio. I do not have anything hooked up in the back yet. Nothing at all. No cables, no nothing. And I push it into the dash. And I go, hey, look. It's fitting. We're moving. It's great. And I push it a little bit more. I was like, all right, I think I got it. And then I push it in all the way.
And all the clips lock.
And then the clips lock.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And then there was that magic moment where he went, I think I just fucked up.
It was. I was sitting there, I was going, oh, shit. And I look over at Curtis and I go, and I fucked up. Hold on one second. I had to grab the side of the side of the dash where the radio clipped into, and I had to just manhandle it and pull it, and then grab the face of the radio and just pull the face of the radio out.
Oh, wow.
Let go, then go to the other side and pull it, and then just kind of wiggle it back and forth, and eventually I got it out. And I said, I'm not going to do that again.
Before that, we had our hands in every weird contorted way we could, trying to get leverage to pry this thing out.
Oh, man.
It was terrible.
And he's like, I don't know what we're going to do.
I was like, I can't reach back there and plug this in. I have screwed up so bad.
Oh, man.
So what was supposed to take 45 minutes took an hour and a half.
Oh.
That was fun, though.
But I got it in. And it looks great.
And it works great.
And it works great. Fantastic. So now he has a radio. So that's what I was doing. And then I went and watched a softball game where these kids are thieves.
That's how we train them.
They are all thieves.
They're stealing stuff? Or just stealing
Bases.
Stealing bases.
They're stealing bases.
I didn't catch that until after I said they're stealing stuff. Yeah, bases.
I've got my own League of Shadows now.
The League of Ninja Shadow Girls. But no. Good Lord, I could never seen so many bases stolen in my life.
That's because if any of them could catch, it wouldn't happen.
Well, they're not paying attention. Steal the base, steal the base, steal the base.
It's like, get ready to go. As soon as the ball leaves the pitcher's hand, the catcher's not going to catch it. Go down, go down.
There's a run. There's a run rule. Every 6 runs each inning, and that's it. Because otherwise it would be way worse.
I will say this. We have a bunch of talented girls, but not every game is like that. We've played the tournament just recently, and there was a bunch of close games.
It blows my mind because all I did is sit there and watch it going, oh, they just, that bunt went for in the park home run. It did. The bunt fell right in front of the base.
That's some of the more talented teams.
And the girl just went first, overthrow first. Went to second, overthrow second.
Oh, no.
Went to third, overthrow third. Went home, made it home. I was like, holy crap.
That's where you hear us in the dugout, and it's like, stop throwing the ball.
Just chase her down.
Give it to the pitcher.
Just fall on it. Just fall on it. Just like that college football game that happened last weekend between Mississippi State and Louisiana Tech. 3rd and 93.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was 2nd and goal at the 7.
Wow.
And ball went over the quarterback's head, and then instead of just falling on the ball, all these guys would do is just keep running and try to pick it up.
Oh, I saw
so they
that.
kept kicking it. They kept kicking
field,
it all the way down the field. They're like, just fall on the ball.
Yep.
I feel like they were doing that intentionally.
Mississippi State might have.
Like, just kicking it downfield.
It's like, let's see what happens when we get to 3rd and 93.
They're not going to make us run 3rd and 93. They're going to make us run 3rd and 93.
It's like, gee, I wonder what happens. Should we run the prevent defense? Sure.
No, get your punt returner out there.
I think I probably would have punted at 3rd and 93. I give up.
Well, you give it one. Give it the old college try.
But they did. They ran a draw play and got 20 yards. Then punted. It was 4th and 74.
Still, their punter might not be very good. I need 20 more yards.
Go get it.
I'm only going to get halfway down the field if we don't get a little closer.
Guys, it's never going to go this far. I need some help. Guys, come on and help me out. It's not like we're down by 4 touchdowns. Oh, wait, we're down by 4 touchdowns.
Should we go for it? The line of scrimmage is... No, let's not go for it.
That's funny. I saw that GIF on Reddit, and I didn't know what it was at the time. Huh?
GIF.
You mean GIF?
GIF.
You mean GIF?
GIF.
I will fight you.
I will fight you
I will
over this.
phys-
GIF. God damn it,
This
GIF.
whole podcast will be us fighting over this. I'm going to say GIF. You're just going to have to deal with
And
it.
I'm going to say GIF.
He's going to edit it out. Where every time I say GIF, it's just him going GIF.
Here, hold on. Let me make the soundbite right quick. GIF.
Not sponsored.
I say peanut butter, man.
Peanut butter. Oh.
Oh yeah, I saw that on Reddit, and I was like, this is insane. I was like, it looks like they're intentionally kicking the ball down, because if they wanted the ball, they would just jump onto it instead of I'm gonna scoop it up, or maybe they were just trying to scoop it up, and they're like, don't fall on it because you'll stop it, but if you scoop it up and keep running, easy touchdown.
Just keep dropping.
It was nuts. I mean,
The opposite of the holy roller play.
yeah. That was crazy.
But I don't know football, so I can't speculate. I'm just trying to sound like I know what the hell's going on.
No, well, that's what went on. That's what went on last week. We were both out of town, so there was no podcast. So
No podcast.
you did not get anything. So today you will have something, and today I will have to record.
Did you just throw barrels?
Yes, I threw barrels. Dude, those barrels over encumbered me. I picked up 2 water barrels, and it's like, you were over encumbered. So I'm like, well, son of a bitch, let me just throw barrels then.
Like you heaved them, like they were softballs.
Well, it said you could throw water. He said, like, you could throw barrels on fire. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this then.
Well, like when I saw you pick them up, it looked like he just like grabbed them and then hurled them across the boat.
Little Donkey Kong action.
Anyways,
So I still got 2 water barrels in my inventory.
That distracted me. ADD was like, look, barrels. Yeah, we didn't get to play any games or anything.
No. Well, you were out of town, and I was busy.
You know what's funny is I packed up my laptop, made sure I had my laptop, my 3DS, my tablet, all of it good to go. I put the laptop bag in my car, and I left it in my car all week. I was like, damn it.
Like, I'm going to play nothing. Forget it.
That's pretty much all I did.
Just ride a bicycle around Indianapolis.
It's a good city for riding, man. It's very flat up there. Don't have to deal with any hills. Put it in top gear, you're just hauling
No
out.
strain. No
I
struggle.
only got hit, or almost hit by 3 cars.
You only got hit? You said you only got hit? I was like, what? You got
I
hit?
only got hit by 3 cars.
Only 3?
Like, I'm talking one of them nearly got me. Of course, I may have been in the wrong, but he should have checked his mirrors. You never know when a bike's going to zoom between you and a parked car.
I'll tell you what drives me absolutely insane is when I'm driving home in the evening, and for people who are listening or watching, I live in Dallas. So driving home in Dallas during rush hour is a nightmare.
It sucks.
It is terrible. Any northbound lane in Dallas has a 40-minute wait no matter where you go. You go east to west, any northbound road, it's just terrible. What makes it worse are the dudes who wear neon spandex and a biker's helmet and a fucking road racing bicycle and ride in the lane.
Well, they have to.
I don't give a shit.
I don't care.
It drives me nuts.
I know.
Stop riding your goddamn bicycle at rush hour.
Well, they got to go home, too.
Stop riding your bicycle.
How are they going to get
Where do
home?
they work where they're wearing spandex?
Well, you don't wear spandex to work. You ride it. You like you.
Yes,
have,
they do
you have,
wear.
you have your casual clothes like in a backpack or something, or you have them at work, and you wear your because I know like people who ride road bikes, and you know if you're wearing jeans or slacks or shorts on a Trek or a Giant, and they're gonna look down on you, it's a very bad look. So if you take biking seriously, you have to have the gross spandex and the weird dry fit shirt and the neon helmet.
But still,
I know.
God
No.
damn.
Look, those
Traffic
bikes can do
is
like
so-
20 miles an hour, so you're doing
Oh,
good.
20, yeah. Ooh. And when we actually
Traffic's
have
not
a
going that fast anyways.
when a light changes and you're at a light and you're going, oh, thank God, I can finally go and get some traction. And you go, motherfucker, there's a biker in front of me. Ching, 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 ching.
Oh, they're going faster than that. It doesn't feel like it because you're in a big ass truck.
You just
You're
got your
like, move.
just got your truck up to 3,000 RPMs. Ooh.
Hold on, let the turbo spin up.
Now the AC
It
kicked
is
in.
terrible. I don't. just there's a guy that the one road that I drive home, because it is the least populated road with people, he will pick every now and then to ride a bike. More power to you. Do it on a weekend.
No, if he lives close enough to work and he's riding a bike, he's doing good for the environment.
The environment shot to hell already.
But we have to do our part.
By pissing off everybody else.
Yeah. You should have rode a bike.
So now we're all riding bikes.
Yeah, but then
the environment's saved.
Everybody's idling their cars, waiting like, oh God, here's the biker.
Well, the thing is, like, there's already so many cars that you're going to be idling anyways.
It's worse.
It's not that much worse.
But I can't go. I just want to get home. I live an hour away from work.
I know.
My drive home is an hour and a half. I've looked at trying to move closer to work to rectify the situation. People who actually listen to this right now. It's expensive as hell.
Yeah.
Dallas right now,
Especially,
housing market.
Yeah, especially that area.
Fuck it all, man.
Yeah.
That's $500,000-$700,000 just for a house that's gonna fall apart.
Yeah.
No.
I don't get that. That's crazy.
Well, Toyota moved in, and then State Farm moved in, and then everybody came from other cities.
Here's the thing, though, like, like, and not to say, I'm on the side of, riding your bike. That's fine. That's great. But a lot of people don't understand other rules. And in Texas, you can use the sidewalk. There's no law saying you can't use the sidewalk. And your bike, not your car.
Hey, I was like, let me get.
What part of Texas are we in? Hang on.
Hold on, let me put it in 4-wheel drive.
But, like, they're supposed to ride as close to the curb as they can safely. So basically, they need to be right there on the curb, not cruising out in the middle of the lane or way over on the zipper.
Shit, this guy's middle of the lane. He's
I know, but they're supposed to be far right. I mean, you still have to give them safe distance. I think it's like 3 feet. I don't know if it's a law, but it's like a general, don't clip them with your mirror type of thing.
My door, open it up. I wouldn't.
He's the reason why they have that kind of law.
Yeah. I mean, but I just ride on the sidewalk.
They can't ride on the sidewalk.
I don't care.
I mean, they can.
Nobody in Texas uses the sidewalk.
There's not enough sidewalks in Texas. I don't know if you've noticed there's not that many. You'll be going through a neighborhood and it's just like, oh shit, it's all grass.
But even when there are sidewalks, nobody uses them. I can't tell you the last time I saw a person walking down a sidewalk.
I walked down the sidewalk the other day.
In Texas.
I walk on the sidewalk all the time.
To get to your car?
Well, no. I mean, yeah, that too, but like, if I bring my truck down here, I have to walk all the way down to where my truck's parked.
Yeah, but you're not walking in an area that is loaded with cars on a constant basis.
This guy over here.
You can just mute it right quick.
He did it.
That was her.
He hung up on Stephanie.
Nice. You're going to die.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a short break
You're
and then
let me
we'll
call this back.
we'll take a short break and then we'll pick up right where we're left off. So hold on, guys. We're going to stop right now. So now we're back.
We are back. Welcome back.
We're back. We were back a little bit earlier than this.
Oh yeah.
It's okay, but I'll just say it now.
I am going to fix my phone, by the way, so it doesn't
blast
into.
We
would appreciate that.
That was fantastic. That was great. Needed that music.
I'm not going to tell you who it is because we're not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
Not a sponsor.
Hashtag not sponsored. Oh goodness!
Fantastically derailed there.
I think we were discussing, or I was ranting about bicyclists on the road, how much I hate them, and I wish they would stop. Oh yeah, here we are.
Here's the thing though, like cities like Dallas, and I mean any city, especially like Dallas or Fort Worth or any big city that's going to have a biking population needs to make bike lanes.
Yes,
like
that would be great.
I mean, you're not going to get them like on 380. I mean, there's a shoulder. Obviously, you really shouldn't be riding a bike on 380 because it's terrifying.
You will die.
Yeah, you'll die. But like,
you're a gutsy son of a bitch.
Yeah. But like even in our neighborhood, like you're not gonna have bike lanes here because that would be unnecessary. But like downtown, you'd want bike lanes.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, like downtown, you're not going to have traffic moving at 40 miles an hour.
Yeah, it goes slow. It's fine when you're downtown. You're rarely getting above 12.
Yeah.
So
Because there's like 100,000 people trying to get around downtown.
So did you have bike lanes in Indianapolis?
Yeah. No. Nope. No. Didn't see none.
So you were just fucking
so
people's day up.
So here we are.
Sometimes. But here's the thing, though.
You were contributing to the hell.
Yeah, kind of. Here's the thing, though. They have a cultural pass, and a lot of the sidewalks there are divided. You'll have pedestrians on one side and joggers and bikers on the other. And a lot of they'll have yield signs that it says, rollerbladers yield to bikes and pedestrians, bikes yield to pedestrians, pedestrians don't have to yield to nobody because they're entitled assholes.
All you pedestrians out there.
I'm going to walk all over the place.
I'm a pedestrian.
Walking pedestrians. I just thought it was funny that rollerblading people had to yield to everyone else. It's like, you're beneath us all.
It's like the 90s are over, bitch. Come on.
Get a bike.
Yeah.
That shit died with Vanilla Ice. Get over it.
That shit was fun, though. That hurt my feet so much. I used to love rollerblading.
I couldn't do
Fall
it.
down.
I never fell.
I
was so good. I rollerbladed and I did ice skating. So I was
Ice skating, I would almost break my ankle.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
Didn't matter. I get out. You can imagine a fat guy on ice. It's probably going to like cut a goddamn hole in it when you're taking a turn. It's like,
I was good, man.
This divot's a little deeper here. That was a fat guy. Watch out there.
It would be like the normal sized people would catch our rut and just be like, oh shit, this is crazy.
Now they're stuck in our path. Oh my god.
You're screwed now. Come with me.
But yeah, I loved ice skating and rollerblading. But now as an adult, like I see videos and people are doing rollerblading and they're doing tricks. I'm like, go home. That's like when you see someone like doing tricks on a unicycle or one of those razor scooters. It's like nope.
Let me hop up and spin it around in a circle.
I hope you get hurt very bad. It might just be because I hate, if you're doing tricks on a unicycle, it's not a question of I might get hurt. It's a question of I'm going to get hurt. How bad will it be? Like there's a video of a dude. He like rides off like a small cliff on a unicycle. That's going to go bad. Like you can't land a long jump. I mean, I've seen videos, so I'm not going to say it's not possible. But come on.
You're not that number one of 5,000 that's going to survive that fall. You're
just going to go down the hill. You're going to find a crack in the ground and go. Tick, boom,
yeah,
go.
I mean, it doesn't have to be a crack. I mean, everything though. The planets would have to align to affect the gravity where you did not just eat shit when you landed. I mean, and it's like I get that you can keep doing it over and over and over, and you'll finally get one. Like you're like Dude Perfect. Just call them out. I do love Dude Perfect. They're great. But it's a lot of, you do it over and over and over, and you finally get that good shot. On a unicycle, you're just eating shit. I don't know how many times I see eat shit.
Probably about 6 times.
But, I mean, you can't just keep hurting yourself. I mean, you're on a unicycle. Get a bike. Get a mountain bike, if you're going to be jumping off cliffs.
Well, hell, I mean, growing up, that's what it's all about, though.
Well, when you're young, you're invincible.
Yeah, your bones are bendy.
Yeah.
You're not afraid to do anything retarded.
You take a unicycle down a hill, or a wagon, or a cart.
Shopping cart. Take a sled.
I remember I took a wooden.
Oh snap! A wooden sled.
Not a wooden sled. It was
no.
It's not a sled. Not a toboggan. It had wheels. It was a little cart. It was a downhill cart. It went
like a warehouse cart that you would put boxes on. That has the casters and some real wheels. So it's just like spinning wildly.
No, I've taken a red wagon down a hill.
Okay.
I've turned where you sit in the wagon and then you pick up the handle and turn it around where you control the wagon.
Yeah.
Like you think it's gonna do anything except all it'll do is break your fucking wrist.
Immediately crash as soon as you turn.
Yes. So I've taken a red wagon down the hill. And I've crashed red wagon down the hill. But I took a little soapbox derby car.
You beat me to it. That's what I was fixing to say. The
it was a dirt box Sobe? What?
Dirt box.
Dirt box. Dirt box.
It was a dirt box by the time we got done.
Well, yes, it was. See, I got into that and I took it down a hill. And this one had rope that controlled the wheels. This is out at the old farm.
Alan was so pissed at you.
Oh, he was. I got in it and I was like, I'm going to go down the hill. Look. And I start going down the hill and rope is like going back and forth and I couldn't really turn. And I just plowed into a fucking tree.
Oh my God.
I head on to the tree and I snapped every wooden thing that car was made of. It's like it broke and just snap, 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 snap.
Well, let me let you in on something. Just so you know, you weren't the first one that broke that. Sean and I took care of that ourselves during racing it down a hill. And we hit a dip. Actually, there was a driver's seat, and for some reason, there was this little flip box where you could put stuff in the back of it. Well, we were smart enough to stick a second person in there.
You can put a person here.
So we had a passenger, had the driver, and then it was all in God's hands once you went over the edge of the hill. So we got to about midway down, we hit a rut, and the front wheels came off.
Oh, shit.
So now we're just sliding. The back wheels are doing everything they can, but you can't steer.
Yeah.
So they're just doing nothing but pushing us, and the weight of us were carrying that son of us straight and just right into the bottom of the hill. It dug in, it flipped over, and we both shot out of it. That thing went in about 5 different pieces. We stuck it back together, and that's when Ding Dong thought he was doing all the good racing it down the hill.
And I finished it off. Yeah. I snapped the axle in half.
Oh, man.
It was great. And then
Alan
Alan
was
was
so mad
pissed.
at you.
Yeah.
He never knew.
It was already dead.
It was already partially held together.
Oh,
Man.
man.
It was so much fun, though. It was like anything with a very large hill and anything that can roll.
So let me add to that. Shortly after their place burned down, and we were out there on cleanup patrol,
Right.
Alan bought this industrial size wagon.
It was yellow. Was.
It was. And we were supposed to be out there loading stuff in and dragging it off. Well, we're at the top of the hill, and this is just after my 30th birthday where I got annihilated. And I look at my dad, and I look at the wagon, and I said, I'm going to ride this down the hill. He said, I'll be at the bottom of it recording this. He knew it was a bad idea, but he didn't do anything to stop me. So here I am. I'm up here at the top of the hill, and I'm a grown-ass man sitting in this wagon, and it fits me perfectly because it's one of the big ones. Okay, here we go. And the second I leaned forward, I thought, this is not what I need to be doing right this second. Too late.
You had no control.
I had no control. I was gone. And they were not the solid tires. They're the air tires.
Oh, yeah.
So you're bouncing. So I'm bouncing all over this thing. I'm doing everything I can to try to keep it as straight as possible so I don't tip over. I've got so much momentum, we jump the dirt road that led up to her house. Or I jumped the dirt road leading up to her house. I'm barreling straight in to a barbed wire fence. We're dead ahead.
Oh, no.
I have one shot at this. I have to turn I have to lean into this. So I turn the wheel and I lean and I tumbled that thing and I stopped this far from the barbed wire fence. That wagon did not.
That thing, it got bent.
It was bent smooth to hell. And all Dad said was, "Got it."
It was great. It's like Dad's like he knew. He's like, "Yep, I got that.
I can't believe you did that."
Recorded that on my phone.
That's awesome.
We managed to straighten it back out. We're like, okay, here we go. Let's put that up.
I just imagine Alan coming out like, really, guys?
You're like, what is wrong with y'all? I just lost everything and you destroyed my wagon. The one thing I did have. And it's all bent and lopsided. It went in a nice circle, though.
You're going to have to turn it.
This is the way I turned into that turn.
Oh, man. That was too funny.
That's awesome.
Oh.
It was like, you should not be doing this, but we're going to do this. What the
I hate that, though. Like, as soon as you start doing something, you're like, I have made a mistake.
Yeah.
Wait a minite, this ain't smart. There we go.
It's like, what part of my brain was shut off 10 minutes ago when I was prepping for this that just turned on? Like, way to go, Conscious. You just came back from vacation?
Just clocking in. It's like, I'm here. Oh, no.
I can't leave you alone for 5 minutes. I went to the bathroom. This is what you do.
Oh, we have way too many stories of our youth where we just absolutely dumbasses.
I did really good until I got a car. And once I had a car, I was dumb shit central.
Oh, I was doing dumb shit ever since I was young. He pissed me off one day when I was 8, 7, I think. I don't know what you pissed me off about, but you have a permanent scar on your leg because of it.
I do. Yeah, we were arguing over something, and
we had plastic. Okay, so
before toys were
dangerous, they were dangerous.
Yeah.
I had a plastic rake, a plastic hoe, and a plastic shovel. The ends were plastic. The tubes were real metal, like thin gauge tubing metal.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that son of a bitch pissed me off one day. We were arguing about something, so I hid behind a cupboard, and I grabbed the rake and I went. I popped it off.
Oh shit!
And I hid, and I had that pipe up against my chest behind that cupboard, and he come walking, and I Nancy Kerrigan his ass.
Oh shit!
Right in the middle of my knee, busted it wide open.
Oh my god!
He had a big ass bloody knee from when I smashed it into his leg. Jeez. And I just sat there, and I was like, ha 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 ha. And then he had to go to the doctor to get stitches.
So you're the younger brother, right?
Yes.
Okay. I think this is a thing younger brothers do to older brothers. Because my brother didn't smash my knee. He hit me in the head with a brick. Like a red clay brick. And I don't think it was intentional, but I think it was intentional.
It was probably intentional.
So we're throwing bricks in a pool, as you do.
Throw bricks in a pool.
For those of y'all that haven't done it.
This is a Texas thing. It's okay.
It's all right.
So I don't know why we were doing this, but we were doing it. He's on the other side of the pool. I don't remember if this was a pool, like an in-ground pool, or if it was just this had to be an in-ground pool. But I don't think it was very big, because we were young. I think, I want to say I was 6, and he was 4 or 5. He's 2 years younger than me, almost exactly. So I might have been 7. But we're throwing bricks and rocks and shit in this pool. I don't know whose pool it is, if we even knew the person. But I had bent down, I think, to grab something out of the pool, and he hurled a half a clay brick, and it came all the way across the pool and hit me right on the top of the head.
Ooh.
And I don't know if you've ever had a head wound, but they bleed a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So, I'm running down the street to where my mom is. I'm this little kid, naked from the waist up. I've just got, swimming shorts on, and I am bloody. Head to toe bloody. Screaming. And, people are coming out holy shit.
Look, Mom, I'm a crime scene.
That's what it looked like. I just escaped a slaughterhouse.
I had one of those instances in school. Back in grade school, I was racing another kid because that's what you do during recess. You would race against other kids to assert your dominance.
Yeah.
You would be faster or slower, and back then I wasn't fat, so I was fast. Yeah. So I could run quick. So I was racing another kid, and it was run down to the fence and then run back. And it was predetermined length of time. So I take off, I run down there, I run, I touch the fence, I turn around, I start running back, and that son of a bitch got into the lane that I was running on purpose to try to run into me and slow me down. Yeah. But the motherfucker stuck his chin up in the air.
Oh,
he went up like this, and I went down like this, and he just hit me right in the head above my eye and just busted my head open. So I get up, and I just sit there, and I was like, oh, ow, that hurt. What'd you do that for? And at the time, I didn't know I was bleeding. Yeah. So I was like, oh, what'd you do that for? That's stupid. Now, I remember it perfectly because I had yellow mittens on. Yellow mittens. And I went to touch my head because it hurt. Yeah. And I rubbed it, and I looked back down, and then my whole hand was covered in blood. Just blood red, and I went, scream at the top of my lungs, and I ran up to the front of the recess time, and the teacher was up there, and I was holding my hand up like this, and I was like, hey, hell, teacher. And the teacher turns, looked at me, and goes, oh my God, just reaches in her pocket, pulls out a freaking handful of tissues, grabs my head, stuffs my head under her arm, puts the tissues on my head, and then drags me by the head to the office. Just drags me along, and then just keeps pulling me all the way to the office. And I'm like,
we've got to stop the bleeding.
Exactly. Like, oh my God, call his mom. Get up at the office. They call my mom. I'm sitting there holding the tissues to my head. My mom comes up there and takes a look at it, and then we have to go to the doctor. And I remember going to the doctor and then laying down on the table, and then the doctor giving me a shot of local anesthetic in my head. So he just shoots me up in my head. So I'm just laying there, and then all of a sudden this big white towel goes covers my face. It just covers my entire face and my body. And then there's a little cutout right up above where my eye was. And I can look up and look out, and then all of a sudden I see this big ass needle.
Oh shit.
A hook with black twine go skink, pull, skink, pull. Skink. I'm just sitting there watching it going, I can't feel that. Thank God.
I'm so glad I can't feel that.
I get home and I had bandages on it, and when I get home, and I was like, oh, I gotta take a look. I peel it back, and I'll look at it, and I've got stitches in all across my forehead, and I have a permanent scar here. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, cool, I'm Frankenstein.
I remember that day.
I think that was retribution for knocking the shit out of your leg.
I don't know. I was a little bastard. I earned that.
Probably.
I broke my brother's arm. That's how I got hit back.
Our job as an older brother, our job as the older brother is to torture the shit out of the little one because we're preparing them for life.
Absolutely. My brother, I've done too good of a job because he is so flinchy. Like if I don't even have to make a sudden move. If I like reach in my pocket, he'll be like, ugh. And I'm like, calm down. But I still do it. To this day, I'll walk past him and I'll just be like, wham! I'll just nail the shit out of him.
Just permanently destroyed as a person.
But like I said, I broke his arm and it was an accident mostly.
Mostly?
99% an accident. So we were big into wrestling. This is back in the 90s, you know, when the
it was
Raw
WWF.
Era. Yeah, WWF, Raw, Stone Cold, Rock Bottom, all the super cool guys back before becoming a soap opera. It's always been a soap opera. I don't know what I'm talking about.
What?
Not important. Skip that part.
Wrestling is a male soap opera.
Yeah, that's what it is. So, anyways, we're how old are we? We're like 12 and 10, I think. Right around that age. Maybe 13. No, we were 13. I was 13, he was about 11. And we were wrestling around, and I told him, I was like, you can do the rock bottom, or not the rock bottom, the people's elbow. Which, you know, you drop down, boom, hit him with the elbow in the chest. And I was like, I'll do it to you. You do it to me. He's like, I'll do it first. I was like, okay, that's fine. It's wrestling. You're not really supposed to put any effort into it, which we weren't. So I go to do it after he's done it, and he's like panicking because he knows I'm going to put effort into it. I'm going to put the hurt on. So I was like, calm your tits. I was like, here, lay down. And I grabbed the couch cushions. I grabbed 3 of them. Boom, put them on his chest. I was like, hold these up. You know, he's laying on the ground, holding them up. I was like, and then I'll do it on the couch cushion. You want to feel the thing? Perfect sense. He didn't feel it. Me do the rock bottom on his chest at all. What he forgot to do was move his hands. So he's sitting there. He's holding the pillows like this, and he thinks to himself, "Oh, he's gonna break my fingers if he lands on them." So he does this.
Oh no!
So when my back comes down, the center of my back lands right here.
Oh!
And all you hear is crunch. And right here, just snap both bones.
Oh, God.
I mean, the sound is something I will never forget. Oh. And then the blood-curdling scream of an 11-year-old.
Don't tell mom! Don't tell mom!
No, here's the thing, is like, I realized that it had gone past don't tell mom to call mom. Because, like, you know, we wrestle around with your brother and you hurt him, you have to pretend to also be hurt.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm kind of like, and then I realized that I can't fake that level of hurt. So I go ahead and get up and I'm looking at it. I'm like, that's broken. I've never seen a broken bone, but that's not how that arm should look. So, like, I call my mom, and we do this kind of stuff too. We lie to her all the time. Like, we're terrible kids.
Oh, yeah.
So I call her and I'm like, Mom, I think Tony broke his arm. She's like, TJ, I don't have time for this bullshit. And then hangs up on me. So I'm like, okay. So I call her back. I'm like, Mom, I'm for real. In the background, you can hear my brother screaming. So she has to leave her job, drive all the way home, pick him up, take him to the hospital. Now, what we told her is that we were doing our chores like we were good kids. And he had tripped over a bar stool and landed on his arm and broke it. So that's the truth. As far as she was concerned, until I think 5 years ago. I was like, we were wrestling, I broke his arm. She's like, I assumed that.
Bar stool.
Oh, he's like, don't tell lies. I know.
I felt bad though, and I'll tell you why. Because he played Little League baseball. He wasn't very good, but he was into it. He's a very social person, so it was his jam. He's hanging out with his friends, having a good time. Now he can't play baseball, so now he's out there with the team, but he's in the cast. He can't go out there. He can't bat. He can't do nothing. And it didn't really bother me. And then I'd borrowed one of my mom's notebooks to write something down, and it ended up in my backpack. And being a kid, I think I was a teenager at the time. I was like, I'm looking through it. I was like, oh shit, this is Mom's journal. And I'm like, I flipped through. I was like, I shouldn't read this. And then I see where she had wrote about Tony breaking his arm. And I'm reading through it. I was like, well, that made me feel like garbage.
Way to go, Mom.
But she's just like, she felt so bad that he couldn't, do, baseball or any of that stuff. They're all at the pool party and he's in a trash bag holding his arm out.
Yeah.
I felt so bad after reading that. I was like, damn it.
That's being a kid, though.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to ruin everybody's day.
Yeah, pretty much. I was a garbage kid.
I don't think we did anything beyond that terrible. Well, okay. You led me into a fucking telephone pole, you asshole.
Okay, that throw was incredible, and it could not have been based or placed in any other spot. That throw was absolutely perfect. And there's a Polaroid somewhere,
yes,
right before he catches it.
Yeah,
he's got his arms. It's like a Wile E. Coyote, man. He's got his arms around the pole, and he's looking at the ball. Right before he hits it, man. It is so beautiful.
I can already hear the sound of ping.
It was more of a solid thud.
I literally, I hit and I stayed in the air.
It was amazing.
For like 2-3 seconds. And then, bump, I fell on my ass.
Oh, man.
And all I could hear is my mom sit there go, you did that on purpose, didn't you? Kurt started laughing because we were doing something stupid like, oh, we're going to do action football card shots and crap like that.
Yeah, we were making our own football cards because that's what we did. You know?
You got nothing else to do.
Come outside and take our picture. So she's out there with her Polaroid wearing it out.
And he just throws one I was doing a slant route going into the end zone because we had...
I don't feel like that's his fault. That's more of your spatial awareness.
No, he had plenty of room. See, we throw around the obstacles because where we were at, we had a very large yard that we could play football in. And we shifted it. We used to go halfway across grass, halfway across gravel, and play on gravel too. But we were like, okay, well, we're going to change this.
We had to gear it down.
Yeah. So we changed it to all across grass. And we always would throw away from the objects that would cause damage to us because we were smart kids. Except he was an asshole.
As older brothers are.
Yes. And he threw me.
Lessons.
He threw me into a slant that took me on a direct path into that pole. It was bullshit.
You did everything you were supposed to do. You were lit. You led to the ball. Your eyes were on it the whole time.
Yes.
And you almost caught it.
I was, if it hadn't been for the goddamn telephone pole,
just imagine it was.
I would have caught it.
I threw it right on the other side of the pole too. I mean, if he would have just clasped his hands around the ball, he would have
been the perfect.
It would have been amazing.
It was. My hand was here, and the other hand was. I can't go up because of the microphone, but the other hand was down here, and then there's a telephone pole right here, right in my face.
It was amazing.
And there's picture evidence, and it's hidden somewhere.
I don't know where it's at, but
it's in the photo album. It will be at my funeral. Like, this is what my asshole brother did.
We're gonna blown it. We're gonna paint it on canvas.
Like, you son of a bitch.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Now, there's other things now that I remember. You were an asshole to me when we were growing up. Why do I even like you now?
I don't know. Let's delve into this.
You and Sean. Oh my God.
We knocked him out.
You knocked me smooth out cold.
I knew this was coming. If he didn't tell it, I was going to.
We were playing Sack the Quarterback is the game that we called it. Okay. The goal is we had, this is knock the shit out of Daniel is what it really was. This is the whole premise of the game. I realized this later in life, but at the time we called it Sack the Quarterback. And you would have a quarterback, a defensive lineman, and then we weren't doing a wide receiver. We had one of my old toy helmets from Dallas Cowboy uniform that was sitting out in the field. Yeah, both of y'all were defensive linemen. That's where it should have clicked in my head that this was a bad idea. So y'all did your quarterback thing. You did the quarterback thing where you step back. There's supposed to be like a couple of second delay, and then the defensive linemen were supposed to run and then try to tackle you. When you throw the football and you get it out of your hand, they can't tackle you. Like real football. You're not supposed to do that to the quarterback, or it's a personal foul. Okay, so he did it. Sean did it. And then it was my turn. So I was on the defensive line. I took the snap. I run back and I went boo, and I threw it. And I was like, ha 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 ha! I threw it. They didn't stop. They ran as hard as they could. They lunged down and knocked me up into the air. So I went up and back, and I came down and I landed on the back of my head.
Oh, shit.
And I literally was knocked out unconscious.
We thought we killed him.
It was 5 minutes is what I remember you telling me.
That's a long time.
I was unconscious for 5 minutes.
We didn't know what to do with you. We were just like,
and
should we tell Mom?
Here's the weirdest thing about this, and I will swear to this to the day I die. I watched my entire life before my eyes in that 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Because I hit my head, everything went bright white.
Yeah.
And then I watched my life in fast forward. So I recapped my entire life. Everything that had happened, all of it, was like watching it in fast forward.
That's crazy.
And it just went all the way back to the point where I got knocked into the air and I hit the ground. And when I hit the ground, I woke up. I was like, ow, that hurt. Didn't even know about getting knocked unconscious. Yeah. I was like, ow, what happened? Oh, you were down. You just down for 10 seconds. It was okay. It wasn't until much later in life that he said, oh yeah, you were unconscious for 5 minutes.
Yeah, he was out. We were like, he's dead.
That's super bad though. I seen a video, a guy doing parkour, totally biffed whatever the hell he was doing, come down off the second story, boom, landed on his back, hit his head, and went in what they call a fencer's pose, where he's just like fucked up. Totally retarded for us. I think he died or he was retarded after that.
Not surprising.
No, yeah.
Took a shot in the back of the head.
I mean, that's they say that's your bread basket. That's your bread basket.
My bread basket was it took a shot.
Yeah.
But it was so weird though. It really honestly was so weird that I got to watch my entire life and fast forward.
Yeah.
And stuff that I had forgotten about, I saw it and I was like, holy shit, yeah, I remember this now.
That's crazy.
And it wasn't like I was sitting there watching it on the screen where I was separated. It was as if I was reliving it.
Yeah.
But fast forward.
Yeah.
So weird.
See, I've hit my head like that twice. Once when I was maybe 8. I'm not sure. I was living in Chicago. We were rollerblading. I was in Chicago. It had to have been Chicago. Me and my brother rollerblading around, and we're at the tennis court because clay is great for rollerblading. What tennis nets are not good for are slingshots. So the idea was to just skate into the net and shoot you back out.
Bounce back.
What happened was I hit the net and then immediately like slammed backwards and like hit my head, like flash of white, and like I don't think I was knocked out. Or I was, but I wasn't. I was there, but I really didn't want to move. So I'm not sure if I was knocked out or just didn't want to get up. But I got up, and that was the one time. I don't think anything happened. Of course, I was 8, so I wasn't really developed. So now this is the result of one concussion. But let's say not even 6 years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, me and my brother had a big lifted up Dodge, and for Christmas, a lot of people had ice storm up there. So on Christmas Day, me and him just went around and started pulling people out of the ditch. And I'm in the passenger seat. We're pulling up his girlfriend. I got stuck, so we're going to get her. And the whole road is just ice. It's smooth. Like skating rinks are jealous of this road. Did I just breathe into the mic? My bad.
No, I bumped the couch.
Oh. So I wanted to look cool, like we're coming to save the day. So I pop the door open and I step out as we're rolling to a stop. As soon as my feet touch the ice, I was bam on my ass, or not on my ass. I was on the back of my head. And I'm talking blood just everywhere.
Oh my god!
And like I was so embarrassed. I like jumped up. My hat had flew off. I'm like, "Where's my hat?" And I put my hat on. And there's like blood just running down the back of my head. I'm like, "Let's get this car." Just trying to play it off. I'm pretty sure I had a really terrible concussion.
Speaking of concussions, surprise, I've had more than one head injury in my life.
You can't blame all of them on me.
I know this one. This one actually wasn't you. This one was all on me. What had happened? Goddamn allergies. What had happened was, it was Halloween, okay, and I had been out all night, and I was hanging out with friends. And this was I had just moved out and started living on my own not too terribly long before this. So we were out, we were hanging out, and we decided, let's go to this haunted house. Oh yeah, we'll go to the haunted house. So we get in, drive out to this haunted house. We start going down there. At the time, I was dressed as V from Vendetta. Okay. But I went full regalia. I had a black no face mask on, and then I had the V mask on, and then I had the hat, so I couldn't see worth the fuck. And we were going into the haunted house at the start, and we were a group of 7, and they were only letting 6 people in at a time. But for us, they said, "Oh, well, okay, we'll make an exception. You can go in." So I was at the very, very back, and at the very first entrance of this goddamn haunted house was a stairwell. You were supposed to go under the stairwell, and it was a concrete stairwell. They said, "Watch your head." Yeah. They said, "Watch your head when you go in. It's low there." They didn't say it's low the entire fucking way. So I duck my head down, and I squat down, and then I stand up.
Oh.
And I smash my head right into concrete.
Oh, man.
Right at the backside of my head. And then my vision goes blurry. So I have no face mask on. And I forgot to mention this. They also had 3D shit going on where they had these little funny glasses.
Yeah.
So you were wearing, funny glasses where everything looks like you're drunk.
Yeah.
So I'm wearing that with a no face mask, with a V mask, with a hat that's now crushed over my face. And I had to walk through this haunted house like this. And I stumbled the entire way through this fucking haunted house. Could not see shit. I ended up behind most of the people who were scaring everybody else. And I ended up scaring the guy that was scaring everybody else. Because the way it happened is, here's the group of people. And then here's the guy who's scaring people. And I'm back here. So he was up here and he goes, it scares them. So he turns around to go back to where he was. And I'm standing there and he looks at me and I go, "Hi." And he goes, freaks out. And I just continue walking by him because I didn't give a fuck, because back of my head, I can't see. It's all blurry, 10 times blurry because of the glasses too. And being a dumbass, I didn't take the goddamn glasses off and take my mask off. And I just stayed with it. And I went through that entire haunted house. I got outside. I took everything off, and it was still blurry. And I was like, "Oh, my God, I can't see." It's like, this is bad. I really can't see. And I was like, I'm fixing to drive home.
Oh, shit.
So I drive home, and it's like 2 a.m. And I got to go to work the next day. So 2 a.m, I drive home, and I'm pretty sure I have a concussion. So I'm like, I really need to stay awake. Fuck it, I'm gonna go to sleep. I go to sleep, and I wake up 3 hours later, and I go walk over to my dad's house, and because we were riding together to work, and I hop in his truck, and we're driving to work, and I said, Dad, he goes, what? I said, I think I've got a concussion. He goes, what? I said, I hit my head last night. My head hurts really bad, and I still can't see or call that well. And he goes, what the hell's wrong with you? Why didn't you call me? I was like, it's 2 a.m. He goes, I don't give a shit. Why the hell did you go to me? He starts yelling at me. I'm like, you can take me to the doctor.
I have a concussion, old man.
All this yelling is really helping. Thanks, Dad.
That's what I needed.
He ate my ass out all the way to the doctor's office. He calls his boss. He's like, Daniel and I are going to be there. He said, dumbass got a fucking concussion. We went to the emergency room, and I sat in the emergency room, and the doctor came in, and he was like, are you right? Yeah, you got a concussion. Why'd you go to sleep? I'm like, because I was tired.
For the sleep he told me I was.
It's like, what am I going to do? I'm fucking tired. I'm going to go to sleep. I'm living on my own. What the worst could happen? Oh, well, you could never wake up again.
I wouldn't know about it.
Exactly. I'd just be sleeping in my bed the rest of my life. So I was like, yep, I did quite well at that point in life. I was like, I'm on my own. This is a dumb thing to do.
Go to sleep with a concussion.
Yes. So you've killed me. I've tried to kill me. I'm surprised I'm alive. So many head injuries I've had.
Yeah. Well.
I think my best is almost cutting my pinky off.
What?
Yeah, if you look right here, I got a scar between my fingers.
Oh yeah.
It goes all the way to the bone.
God.
So like,
cable saw?
I don't know if you ever see you saw my dad's Monte Carlo, yeah?
Yes.
So.
Oh yeah.
I think you remember the story.
It was a long time ago.
A long time ago. He was building a motor for his Monte Carlo. We had built a 350 for it. Had it sitting on the motor stand, and he had got a new flex fan, which they're super thin aluminum fans that when they speed up they flatten out a little bit.
Right.
So he had put it on the water pump, and it was just sitting there. And like I'm standing around, they're all outside smoking pot. It's like 2 a.m, and I'm not about that at the time. Let's not get into that. So I'm standing there, and I'm just being bored. It's late. It's like I don't know. It had to have been 1 o'clock in the morning. And I'm standing there, I'm holding the thing on with my finger, and I'm spinning it. Just, as you do with sharp objects. And it falls off, and it's brand new. So my immediate thought is grab it before it hits the ground. So I reach down to grab it, and as soon as it hits the ground, it bounces back between my finger. Oh. And I don't feel anything. Like, it just hits my hand, and I was like, crap, and I pick it up. And I hand it to my dad, I'm like, my bad. And I go, and blood just goes whoosh. I was like, oh. So... We immediately, we were at my uncle's house, which is where he was building it. So we go back to our house. I go to the bathroom and I clean it up, and I'm looking in there, like I open it up, and you can see bone, you can see vein, or all the little blood, the things you shouldn't normally see. I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, this is a hospital trip. Oh, I've never had stitches. Like the head wound was a staple, and I've never had stitches. And at this time, I'm 17, maybe 16 or 17. I had to be 17. 16 or 17. So we go to the hospital, 1:30 in the morning. All the people I'm with are stoned. So they shouldn't be at a hospital or around anyone of underage. But so I'm in there, and I don't do good with needles. I mean, tattoos and piercings aside, I don't do good with needles. So like the doctor comes in, and he's like, I'm gonna give you anesthetic, and he like stabs me with it. I'm like, whoa. I'm like freaking out. It's not doing all that much good. And he comes out with the hook like you were talking about, and I'm like, oh hell no. I was like, can we just like super glue this? And he's like, no, not that, because it's between the fingers. It's a terrible spot.
Oh yeah, every time you move.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So we get it stitched up, man. It was 6 or 8 stitches. I don't remember, but it took so long to heal. And when the stitches were supposed to come out, we took one out and immediately opened back up.
Oh shit!
So, like, you can look and there's scars from where the stitches were because it opened back up and it was basically the skin was getting cut by the stitches.
Oh.
Just because, like, even though I'd still taped them, I was still having to use my hands because I was wearing a golden chick. So I'm having to use my hands to make chicken, which is probably not the best idea. But still.
All that extra flavor.
Well, I wore the plastic gloves. But you know how hard it is to get, like, my fingers are all taped together.
You got them all smashed into that one finger.
I'm like trying to just, like, the palm is right here. The rest of my hand is out of the glove. I'm just basically just shoveling around. It was a mess.
Oh man!
But yeah, that's. I mean, I got this one from a glass bottle when I was a kid running across a boat dock. Same there. We were catching tadpoles and I ran across a boat ramp. I don't know if you've ever been on a boat ramp, but they're slippery.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah,
like sheet of ice slippery.
It's just about as slippery as a jetty.
Yeah. I had that glass bottle, back when you could take glass bottles to the lake. Like, I'm running across and I'm just fucking, bam! And I try to catch myself, smash glass. My mom's like, butterfly band-aids will do. So that's how those healed. But yeah, I mean, all my scars are from dumb shit. And I've got a lot of them.
Oh, I've got some. I jumped off a roof and tore my arm on a nail.
Oh shit! Oh god, that just made me queasy.
Yeah, that one was great. 'Cause we thought we were super bad, and then I caught my arm on that nail, and I was like super weenie. I broke. Let's see. Daniel did this one. I busted my knee open on the bottom of a pool. I picked up a rusty gate and I sliced the entire side of my leg open. God, we're just going to talk about our childhood trauma. I mean,
that's a whole new podcast.
I was like, you burned your leg on a dirt bike after you laid it over.
Burned it. I've dove through a barbed wire fence and become shredded cheese.
Trying to put out a fire.
Oh, no, that was the one where Sean almost killed himself with a 20-foot water hose trying to run 50 yards down a hill. That was worth seeing. Dumb shit. The shit I lived through, I shouldn't be alive today.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you grow up out in the country and you don't have a whole lot of stuff. Shooting fucking wooden stump with a goddamn BB gun. I did that.
Let me tell you about shooting stuff with guns that children should not have.
So for those of you that are gun sensitive, this part may not be for you.
This is absolutely not for you. So we're about 14. I'm 14. I want to say I was 14 or 15 maybe. My mom buys me a 12-gauge shotgun.
Oh, shit.
It's a New England breakover. I mean, it's a cheap gun from Walmart. It was a nice gun. And it kicked like a racehorse. I'm talking, one shell would bruise the whole arm.
Jeez.
Nice.
I love this gun. So this is middle of nowhere, Oklahoma. Like, when you walk into the woods and there's a trailer house in the woods, you're like, that's nobody's. They had bought my brother a compound bow. So he had this badass compound bow, and I've got a 12-gauge shotgun. We're out in the woods with an abandoned trailer. Turns out it's not abandoned. It is now full of shotgun shells and bow bolts. Like we took his bow and we were just like, see if we can get how many rooms we could get a bolt through. And then we got a couple through. How big a hole will a shotgun shell put through? I had slugs and buckshot.
Oh God!
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There was it's a cacophony of noise in what is quiet. So when you hear 12 gauge going off in the woods all day, people, adults come out and they're like, "This is David's trailer." Like, he didn't live in it; he owned it though. And I'm like, "It's in the woods. Like, you can't even get anything down here to get it out." And I'm like, "It's somebody's." So they were all pissed off about that.
Yeah.
But I mean, teenagers should not be out in the woods with shotguns and bows. I'll tell you why. Because first day he got this bow, we took it out to the field and shot it straight up in the air. Like, we're outside, just like, how far will these go? And I just picked it up, like a Minecraft arrow. Luckily, they don't come straight back down. They go a distance, but still, that was because you can't see where it's at. You're like ready to move. You're prepped, and you're like, oh damn.
Well, let me give you a little hint. You weren't the only one that did that.
I imagine I'm not.
We grew up in a time where it was okay for you to throw this sharp metal object in the air with a piece of plastic on it because it was a yard game.
Yeah. Lawn darts.
Exactly. Thank you. And they're going to give you 4 of them, 2 on one end, 2 on the other, and you're going to see which team can score the most points. Go, And nobody got away from the little circle we were supposed to be staring at. We just dared each other to hit the circle.
Yeah. Bet you can't hit the circle.
We play horseshoes in the yard now, and we're having to dive out of the way because somebody rolls up your leg. Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, okay. Lawn darts were okay back then. Let's go ahead and give a kid a shotgun and a crossbow.
It was simpler times. People didn't die from stuff back then.
They did die. We just don't hear about them because they're dead.
The internet wasn't around at that
That's
time.
true. If the internet was around back in the 80s, this would be a totally different planet.
Oh my! Oh yeah, you think it was oversensitive now?
Oh my goodness!
It would be so much worse.
Oh yeah, I could have lost a eye. I shot with a BB gun. I shot a wooden stump, and it ricocheted and hit me in the stomach. And I was like, "What the hell was that?" I could have lost an eye.
I shot myself in the forehead with a CO2 BB gun. I wasn't aiming at me. We were outside on the patio, or as like a tiny deck, and it was my brother's, and he just got it for Christmas. You pull the top off and you load all your BBs in. CO2 goes in the handle, grip, whatever it's called. And we're standing outside, and I was like, I wonder, and I wanted to see it shoot the wood. So like I aim straight down and I shoot, and I see the BB travel, and then I see it come back, and it just says boom right here, and I was like, oh my god! I was like, that's so dangerous.
People shouldn't do that. Just not in the middle of his head.
Oh man,
we had that one in. My mom's husband at the time had a spring-loaded BB that you break it over, and I mean you gotta crank it, and it's a little handgun type style, and I mean you crank it, BB, snap it back, and that thing would kill someone. I have no doubt.
Wow.
Like I've got a BB gun somewhere. I still don't know where it is, but it's a breakover. It's a Ruger breakover BB rifle. Or it's not a BB. It's what's the other ones?
Pellet,
yeah.
Pellet rifle.
Oh god, pellet guns.
And
yeah.
that thing,
that's another mess right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's give kids, instead of being round BB, let's give them a fucking pointed bullet.
Yeah.
Now we're breaking some skin.
Yeah.
This thing, I guarantee you, it would hurt somebody.
Oh my god.
Really bad.
Wow.
I mean, just shooting it, like I would take it out because I bought it when I was working in the oil field, and I was bored because we're out of this ranch house with nothing to do for a couple of days. So I was at Walmart, and I was like, "Oh, I'll buy this," as I do.
Impulse buy.
That's what we do.
So I'm sitting there, and I'm like on the back of the truck, and I'm just like shooting stuff. I'm like shooting the mailbox, and I'm like look over, and there's like smoke coming out of the barrel. I was like, "What kind of gun is this?" Like the barrel is warm. I was like, "What in the hell?"
Oh well. I'm surprised we're all alive today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sharing our war stories.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll do it again next time on the podcast. But now we're gonna have to go ahead and call it closed for tonight.
An abrupt ending. It's like I'm out.
We're going to stop telling stories before somebody did die.
Before somebody can realize who we are.
It's like, I know these guys.
That's what I'm waiting on.
Son of a bitch.
I'm waiting for somebody to be like, I work with this guy.
That's the son of a bitch just shot up my trailer.
I don't think he knows how to use the internet.
It just seemed like a good point.
He didn't have it out there, so what's the chances of him having it now?
This seems like a good point.
It is a good point.
We've got good. This is good. Before we go too far off the deep end, we'll try to do this again next week, and maybe we can have Curtis on again, but it'll be remote. That's for certain.
It's a long question.
Maybe
we'll see.
Question mark.
We'll see what happens. So thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in, and enjoy the video, and go check out the Divinity Original Sin 2 video that you see in the background running right now. It is hilarious. There's wonderful voices and jokes about masturbation. So good night, everybody.